Welcome to Tattoo Tabletop. My name is James, and today we are going to take a look at my top 3 most anticipated factions for Age of Sigmar 4th edition. So, as of time of recording, there are still a couple missing. Today. It's the 19th, so we still got the rest of the week to go through, and I know the pre-orders are coming very soon, so we are going to be looking really close. Full disclosure, there's going to be one on here that hasn't had a preview, again, as of time of recording. But we'll go through and we'll take a look at the factions that I am most excited about. So, let's start with number 1. Number 1 is the Fire Slayers. So, I just started collecting these a little bit ago. Bought them off a buddy who loved the Fire Slayers when he was actually doing Age of Sigmar. He got out of it completely. I'm not gonna lie, these guys were kind of janky to me at first. You know, there was something about them that just didn't hit, which is kind of surprising because I loved the Slayers from the old world. They've been hitting more recently. You know, I really love the Magma Droths. I think they're some of the coolest models out there. The only kind of downside is, I mean, their artwork is super cool. Like, look at this, like, friggin' Magma Droth just eating a, like, Lord of Change. That's so sick. Realistically, the thing that kind of didn't hit is these models have not aged super great. They still work and they're decent enough. Some of the new sculpts that we've gotten from Games Workshop that have had, you know, dynamic poses to them, Leagues of Votan, and even the Vulcan Flameseekers that are for the Fire Slayers. I'm hoping that we get a few updated sculpts just here and there. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, their rules, their battle traits, you know, having the Rune of Fury, like choosing a rune each time, and you're choosing it in a specific turn. So, you know, like Rune of Fury, you can choose it whenever at the start of any turn, any hero phase, any charge phase. So realistically, like, it kind of also, I think, puts your opponent on kind of the back foot, because you're going to be, you know, so you're going through, you do the Rune of Fury, well, you can do that whenever you want to, so you could just be like, oh, you know, I'm just going to pop this in the shooting phase, or I'm going to pop this in the charge phase, combat phase. So, like, as you're making your way through the individual steps of a turn, your opponent might be sitting there and you're like, alright, are they going to do the Rune of Farsight? Are they going to do this rune? So I think that adds a kind of fun little dynamic part to them, and I'm also just kind of excited because I feel like Fire Slayers haven't been doing super great in the tail end of 3rd edition, but I am very excited to see them come around. +1 to wound, though, for the Berserk Kindred, the one that they previewed. There's also one for Magma Droths, you know, objective capturing heroes and reinforcing territory by shaping barricades of molten stone. I'm curious what that one means. This is just the one that we have previewed, but +1 to wound is a great ability. And you're Fire Slayers, you're going to want to be charging the entire time. As a whole, and I mean, look at this stat line. Arc Woundfather on Magma Droth, still a 4-up save, which isn't great, but not terrible. But like, D3 attacks, 4 of these, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, anti-infantry +1 rend, so rend 2 if you're going into the right stuff. And then Latchkey Grand X, -2 rend, 2 rend, 3 damage, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, hitting on 4s. Like, one all-out attack puts this to 2s and 3s, and this is a buttload of damage. Let's pretend your dice actually spike. You're getting 12 damage off your Latchkey, then you're getting another 12 off of your Claws and Horns, and then you're getting another 6. So you're getting 30 damage, and that's not even including your shooting. That's incredible, and some of these abilities out here are really awesome, and it just comes with the baked-in 6 of War. That's awesome. So, needless to say, Fire Slayers are absolutely on my watch list for this next edition. I'm very excited about them, and of course, I love their endless spells. Their endless spells are... I started paying attention. You can check them out in my Instagram, link down below. Alright, for faction number 2, admittedly, there's a lot of armies. Just to kind of specify, you know, armies that I do collect. I do have Stormcast Eternals, I have Cities of Sigmar, I have Flesh Eater Courts, Fire Slayers, Idoneth Deepkin, I have Ossiarch Bone Reapers, I have Soulblight Gravelords, Seraphon, Slaves of Darkness now, more Dark Oath, and Iron Jaws, and I have a couple others. But one that's really kind of excited, one that I've always kind of been excited about, is the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. I think this faction has such cool lore. It has really cool artwork to it. I mean, this right here, chef kiss. It's just incredible. And I've always loved the aesthetic of the army. It's just last edition, it was kind of hard to keep track of some of the relentless discipline points and like triggering the right abilities. I'm sure it, you know, again, I have a lot of armies, I play a lot of armies. It's hard to manage some of those abilities and trying to keep them straight in your head when you're playing a certain army, or if you're bouncing between a couple different ones, which I do infamously have a problem with. I am the Games Workshop I am. But again, yeah, like the artwork is so cool. I love the aesthetic of the army, and I love the lore behind it. The fact that there are these multiple souled elite warriors in Nagash, and you just run them in battalions, and they're just super cool. So they're mutant, like they still have their kind of relentless discipline, you know, stuff where you're going to be able to proc different things in different phases. You know, you have 2 for your movement phase, 2 for your charge phase, and 2 for your combat phase, which I do really appreciate. I think that's going to make it a little bit easier, especially now that they're color coordinated. You just have, you know, one or the other, one or the other, one or the other, and that's going to be infinitely easier to manage, and I think that's going to be really cool for them. The one that they previewed was the Morrison Council, which is just +1 to casting for infantry wizards. I think that's alright enough, but I really like the teases here of the other formations employ mass Mortek crawler artillery. I have 2 Mortek crawlers. I would love to see them actually perform really well. Cavalry one, and of course Mortek guard. Great 4 indexes for that. I think that's going to fit really nicely into that. Empower Nadirite weapons, so 5s are critical, and that goes off on a 5. So if you are running this Morrison Council, that's a 4. Unless your dice hate you, you're going to be rolling that pretty consistently, and that's going to get you your crit 2 hits, and that's incredible. Vorkmordian got a decent glow up. You can increase the cost of a command point for one thing that's expensive, so yeah, counter charge is going to go from 2 CP to 3 CP. Your opponent won't be counter charging, or if they do, they're going to pay for it dearly. The Soul Mason, always classic, giving strike first. On a 7, on a 6, if you're running the formation above, strike first is always good. It's phenomenal in Age of Sigmar. It's great in 40k. Like, this guy is definitely going to make a show up, and he's 2 cast. I'm kind of excited to see Necropolis Stalkers drop a little bit. Just a little bit. It's not going to be a ton. They're still going to be getting extra rend. You can still get extra rend. You can't have to do the ward saves. Minus control. I'm glad that they're not as hectic, because I've always liked Ossiarch Bone Reapers as like multiple Mortek guard, and then you have some Necropolis Stalkers, you have some Morghast Archai. I think this is going to really help the formation of the army, so I am very, very excited to see that. Like I said, I am also very excited for the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, so that is my second one. On to the third one. So my final faction that I'm very excited to see the index for, that hasn't come out as of time of recording, is of course the Beasts of Chaos. I am very excited to see how these guys index come out. Oh, it looks like they already kind of removed them from here, so that's neat. But at least in the meantime, then I guess, can I just, is it not in here anymore? What the F? I was trying to look for a visual aid, but apparently not, since they've all been plucked out here, and they're not even in the old world. Is there a thing? Is there a way for us to pull it up, or no? Alright, well, that's neat. The other faction that I'm very excited about is Beasts of Chaos, because I have a collection of Beasts of Chaos. I'm sure you might be able to see the Hearthstone right. Yeah, it's kind of tucked in there, but I got some Dragon Ogres up there. Got all my gore, got my Bestigore. They said that they're going to be legal for the first year of 4th edition, and believe you me, I kind of want to send them out with a bang. I really love the Beasts of Chaos. They're honestly one of my favorite factions across any of the Games Workshop IPs, whether it's even in 40k. We got the Felgor Ravagers. I think that's dope. I would love to see more of those in there, specifically for Chaos. I've gotten into Slaves of Darkness a little bit now, but more so the Dark Oath side. I really like the Dark Oath, but the Beasts of Chaos were my absolute favorite. The Beastmen are just such a cool faction, and I think that they can be so cool. And so here's what I'm really hoping. I'm just hoping their rules are decent enough to be played. I really hope that Games Workshop doesn't take the opportunity to just like nerf them into the ground, so they're like, see, we moved it because, you know, no one plays it. It's like, no, people played it, and they did really well with it, especially when they got their Hearthstone upgrade where they increased their rend each battle round. I just really hope that they give them a decent enough index so that they can be played in 4th edition. And that'll about wrap it up here from me at Tattooed Tabletop. Again, these are my 3 factions that I'm really looking forward to, so I'm really looking forward to the Fire Slayers, seeing how the Ossiarch Bone Reapers do, and of course the Beasts of Chaos, and see how their index turns out for the next year. But hey, if you like what you see, you know, feel free to like, share, and subscribe down in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. What factions are you most anticipated for, or most excited about by the time this comes out on Friday, the day that I actually release it? There should be 3 more coming out, and I know that the next one is Sylvaneth. So the Sylvaneth one is coming along very soon. They just got the Iron Jaws. I'm actually also kind of excited for the Iron Jaws. I'm curious how they're going to shape up, but those are the other ones that I'm really anticipated to see. So we got a couple more coming. But hey, I've been Tattoo Tabletop, and until next time, go paint something.